Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Joe Martin Show. Today I'm here with 37 Universe, correct?
Yes, 37th Universe.
What's your name? Because I never caught it.
My name is Elias Cortez,
Elias, okay.
also known as 37th Universe. That's me.
So how did you get started with all of this? Because when I first saw you, I seen like your designs go around, and I think I seen you at different gigs. How did all of this start with the screen printing?
Well, the screen printing honestly started like last year, in the past couple of years.
Okay.
My first few designs or shirts, they were made solely off of vinyl, or I would go to like a shop.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I want it to be more personal now. I want to do it in a space where I feel comfortable. So I started screen printing like a year ago.
Yeah.
So I'm still really new to it and shit.
So before that, you said you were making, well, in our earlier conversation, you were making shirts before that, like since middle school or high school, right?
The idea, the concept,
Okay. Yeah.
and the passion of wanting to be in fashion, it was more so just fashion. It wasn't really about making graphics and making designs. I just wanted to create clothing. Mm-hmm. And so in middle school, I think it's probably my 8th grade year, I really got into Odd Future. Really came from Tyler and seeing how his clothing was him. It was solely him, Not only did he like pioneer like a really motivational, just like do what you want to do and like be who you want to be type of vibe, but it was like you can also have your own swag with it. And I always loved that, but I feel like I caught that train kind of late because I'd go to Zoomies and I wouldn't see any Odd Future clothes. I feel like also being in the valley, we get like the trickle down.
To, like a decade later.
We get the drops of like all the popular stuff that's like going on in like, hotter states and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, man, if I can't have the Odd Future stuff, let me just make my own stuff, Let me follow that vision, So I started, it was just concepts and drawings. Mm-hmm. Throughout the years, my first brand name was called Retro Life. I think I was like 13 in middle school. I was real into like early 90s, like, just that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Earlier into high school, I got into more of I was more of like a skate rat in high school. I was a real skate rat. I was real just a rat, And so from Retro Life, it turned to Anti Shit. And it was called Anti Shit from when I was like a freshman. But then kind of went into other names. But yeah, it was really early since I was a kid, It was just about wanting to feel more comfortable being me. That's really what it was about.
Quick question. Can you check if I'm in the frame or not? Because I just really realized like I'm not sure if I'm in it or not. Just check.
Yeah, you're in the frame.
Okay, you're speaking sure. Okay, awesome. Yeah, because I'm like, because I feel like a little bit taller than yours because of the seats. I'm like, maybe I didn't have it right, but no, we're good.
No, yeah, I think we're good. Yeah,
right,
for sure.
You. Just making sure. Thank you. Okay, you're back. It's just making sure that I was in the frame. You said that you wanted to make clothes because you wanted it to be yourself, like you want to be a comfort in yourself, right?
Yeah.
What did you mean by that? Yeah.
Since a real young age, or not just a young age, but just in general, I'm kind of insecure, Mm-hmm. Not as much as I was when I was younger, but I just never felt like what people were wearing was what I could wear, I never felt like I matched that swag,
Yeah.
I never wore pants, I didn't like wearing pants. I always wore shorts. And it was like a time of joggers and like just this vibe, of like, and I didn't feel it. I wasn't matching it. So I felt real outcasted in a way. And it wasn't until I started being like, let me just draw on this shirt real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just draw on this hoodie on these sleeves. Even just drawing on myself, it was about feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of this is about, is just wanting to be comfortable in how I feel about myself and how I present myself.
What actually made you start drawing? Like, was it just being bored or like?
Oh, drawing is. I've always been an artist,
Yeah.
I've always been a creative mind. I just like drawing. It wasn't until, again, like high school, when I started. I had a group of friends, or I have a group of friends. I shouldn't say had, but I have a group of friends. And it was originally, besides 37th Universe, it was Graveyard Boys.
Okay.
And Graveyard Boys is still around. I still have designs of Graveyard Boys. I still push it. But 37 just became more of my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was drawing designs for that. That's when it really got serious, is when I wanted to I wanted to be like Odd Future, you know. That's what it. That's
what
really
it
what it
was.
was about, man. I really wanted to just have that same swag, like man, like they're being out there and they're wearing their own stuff, and it's just about
Self-expression. Yeah.
self-expression, you know. It was just I just wanted to express myself.
And how did you land with the name 37th Universe?
37th Universe. It really had nothing to do with me at first. It was kind of funny because, well, it did, but not really. It was sophomore year. I was with my friend Louise in our math class. I think it was algebra or whatever. And we just wanted to know, like, again, the Graveyard Boys, you know, it was like, how many people do we know? Like, what is our collective? And we landed on the number 35, just naming people. 37, I mean. 37, just naming people. And that number was just in the air. And it wasn't Graveyard Boys. It was actually called Goon Gang before that. I've had so many name changes. And I probably still will, you know. I'm always changing. I'm always flowing, you know. It's a different direction every single turn. But it was Goon Gang, and then it turned to Graveyard Boys, and then 37 was just a number that ended up following me. You know, I would see it on buses, I would see it on signs, it would come up on posts, it was just everywhere. It ended up being around me so much that I ended up drawing it on. I draw it on the walls at school. I would draw it on just everywhere, you know. And then I decided, like, what does this mean? What does this number mean? Why is it following me? And I look it up, and it means, like, to boil it down, it just means expression, creativeness, be yourself. This number represents your utmost ability, you know, to be who you want to be. And I kind of feel like it's an alias, you know, sometimes, because like I said, when I was younger, I was kind of insecure. But this number 37, these people love it, you know. People love my art, and it fuels me in a different way. And I think about that number a lot, and it's just become such a huge part of me.
At what point did you start becoming confident? Like, what was that, like, that phase in between where you start saying, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and you start becoming confident compared to, like, being
it
insecure?
Was when I dropped that first shirt. I dropped my first shirt when I was a junior, 16. I went to the shop that I now work at. Which is so crazy. I went to that shop 2015, made my shirt. I think it was May 8th, 2015. I released that shirt. And I just put a post out, and it sold out in 3 days at my school. You know, I'm meeting people in the restroom. I'm meeting people in the hallway. I'm going to people's classes to give them the shirts. And it was, it felt good, you know. It was like, damn, I'm seeing my shirt. Like, people are coming up to me and like, do you have more of these shirts? And I'm like, I only made 20, right? Because it's like a limit or whatever. But I was like, damn, people really like this. And I didn't really think people would. I don't know why. I just had like this idea in my head, like, people, it's gonna be iffy, you know, because I felt kind of corny. I'm not gonna lie.
What about it exactly? Did you feel corny about it? Like,
it's that thing of like, man, what if it doesn't work out? You know, what if I just look corny? Like, cause my first design wasn't that shirt. I had made hoodies prior to that that said Graveyard Boys in pink glitter. And I'm real. Some of these hats have glitter. I'm a real glitter guy. I don't know why. I like to shine, you know. And people liked it, and some people were like, "Oh, you know, what is that?" But more people liked it, and so it was like, what if this is just something corny, and people don't like it, and it's just like, now I'm just like this cornball or whatever, right? And that's just insecurity talking. But then again, it sold out in 3 days. 20 shirts, that's small, right? But 3 days for like a first shirt ever. And like, I didn't even have a name for my brand. I didn't have an Instagram page. I just sold it straight off my personal. And so, bro, I didn't make this page until like last year, like a year ago. I was so unprofessional with it because it was just about having fun. And so seeing how fast that first shirt dropped, it gave me that confidence to be like, oh man, you know, maybe I got something here, you know, maybe I got some swag that people were rocking with, you know.
Dang. Yeah, and then you said that after that, like, that first design was well. How did you even build like? So it was based off your personal page, right? That's how you got the initial hype, like where people started seeing it, or
Yeah. Yeah. Again, like it was also like because I'm not a huge social media guy, but it
Yeah.
was like also that, and then people in school, you know, like people in school just saying like, "Yo, man, I saw your Instagram post. Like, can I get one of those shirts?" And I used to
Okay.
have them in my backpack. I used to just carry those 3 days. I just
Yeah.
carried them in my backpack. Like, just I took all my stuff out, like all the notebooks and everything. I just shoved all 20 shirts in that backpack, and it was cool, man. And then even after that, you know, later on, like once I graduated, because I didn't drop another shirt until I graduated because I got kind of discouraged on the second shirt that I released.
Yeah.
But I was driving around Westlaco and dropping off shirts in people's mailboxes and stuff, man. It's just it was an experience, you know. In the beginning, I'm still in the beginning levels of this, right?
Yeah.
But in the early, you know, it was just fun. It was just fun.
And that's what we were talking about a little bit before, like we started doing an actual recording where you actually got to the point where you started doing stuff. Because sometimes people get stuck in the idea phase where like, oh, like I have this idea, but they never quite get to that like that actual like execution phase. You got to it and it started off so well. So
Dude, it was hard honestly because again, I wanted this collective of my friends.
Yeah.
And so it was more so like I want us to release this shirt.
Mhm.
But you learn quick that you can't wait for people.
Yeah.
At least I did, you know. I learned that I don't have time to wait for people. I'd had this dream since middle school to make this clothing, and it didn't come into fruition until I was 16, until I was a junior in high school. And it really just came because I was like, bro, I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah.
I'm tired of waiting.
I'm glad you did that, honestly.
Yeah, I was like, I'm tired of waiting. I gotta just take that shot, you know? And it worked out, and it gave me that little boost of confidence. And people liked it. That's all that I really care about, you know?
Just people liking it.
It's just people like it. And not it's not even like I'm making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making stuff to be like, oh, this is what the people want, you know? Like, let me just feed the people.
Yeah.
It's I like these designs, you know? I personally like them.
How do you come up with them?
I'm a real one shot to kill. I'm real like if I overthink it, it's gonna fuck me up. It's gonna mess me up.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these designs, a lot of everything I do is made in one night.
Mm-hmm.
1 night, 1 hour. Like because I like that's the spontaneity of just going crazy in that moment. You know, like a lot of these, like honestly, if anything, a lot of these designs are old. They're all old. They're all old, untouched designs. Like this new stuff that is coming out.
Yeah.
Coming out soon. This is from like 2019. This is like from 2019. But I have an issue with overthinking and pushing things to the side, and that's one thing I'm trying to move past. In this new year is just put stuff out. Same thing for all artists. Just put stuff out. Mm-hmm. Just put it out.
People go into the whole overthinking or like perfectionist kind of mentality where like
can't be a perfect. I don't like high fashion, but if I gained anything from high fashion, like Rick Owens,
what is high fashion?
High fashion is like Louis Vuitton, is like Rick Owens. It's fashion houses, you know.
Yeah, those big names basically.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm more in the. Of course I am. I'm in like the hype beast streetwear kind of vibe. That's not where I want to be, cause look, everything that I make is 5 years ago. But in my head, I'm 10 years ahead with what I want to make. I'm trying to make fabrics, you know. I'm trying to make patterns. If you see what I'm wearing right now, it's like there's nothing, no logos on it.
Yeah.
There's no nothing. If anything, people were so not mad at me, but people were wanting me to put a shirt that had 37th Universe on it.
Yeah.
Because none of my designs and none of my stuff really has just the name on it, because I feel corny. You know, I feel like putting your name on a shirt, like.
Basically, I know what you're trying to do. Basically, there's a difference between merch and like a fashion brand. You're trying to make a fashion brand.
Yo, I want to put this out right now, and this is no disrespect to anybody.
Yeah.
But I hate when people come up to me and they're like, I love your merch.
Yeah.
It's not merch. This isn't merch.
It's a fashion brand.
This is my fashion brand. And of course I understand we're at a show.
So that the
We're,
word
we're
merch,
yeah, I'm vending, you know, it's a little, I shouldn't say it's a little thing because it is a big thing.
Yeah.
It has been a big thing and a big influence in my life, these shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not merch, you know. It's a brand. It's my art, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an artist, and these shirts are just the canvas, you know. I
Yeah.
like to wear the art. It's not. That's another reason of like I don't want the name on the shirts. I want you to look at the design. I want you to like the tribals that I'm making and the symmetrical designs. I want you to like the colorways that I pick, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the name of it. It's the art.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists are like that, where they don't want the attention on themselves, but rather their art. I have a friend like that, where he's a I'm not gonna say his name, but like he doesn't want people to focus on him. He wants them to focus either on the music or his instrument, not himself.
Exactly. Don't focus on me. See, look, I want to say that, but they have to focus on me, you know?
Yeah.
It's something, it's like social media, you know? I'm not on social media. Like, personally, my personal Instagram,
Yeah.
I don't post on it often. Unless, like, one of the homies or anybody's like, yo, repost, like my homie's EP.
Mm-hmm.
I reposted it. Like, the song that my homie Dave released, I reposted it because he asked me to.
Yeah.
But like I don't post like that unless it's on my brand page, and if it's on my brand page, it's about the clothing.
Yeah.
You know. But nowadays, people love the people, like people looking. They want a personality. You know. They want
They want a face, basically.
Yeah, they want a face. But I feel like I give that to them at the shows.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, I'm not an internet guy. I'm not like that on it. But I know I have to be.
Yeah.
I know I have to be if I
game.
want to be anything nowadays, and that's the truth, you know.
Yeah, we're stuck with it. I mean, there's no other way. But again, it works in your favor. If you didn't have the internet, I'm pretty sure things would have been different in the beginning with you.
Oh yeah, def. If I didn't have the internet, I don't even think I would have been at the shows even, because I met my friend Edwin through Instagram. I didn't meet him in person. You know, he went to East, I went to High. We had no contact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so we met through Instagram and we chopped it up, and he introduced me to like Leo and stuff and Sauce House. And so I came through there, and that's where I get my personal interaction with people. I love talking to the people, you know, even though like, I'm sorry if I don't remember you at shows sometimes, but it's a lot of the same people, you know, like Ariel, you know, from Blam. He always comes through, buys something, and just shows love. And that's what I love the most, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Like that was like our part of our conversation as well, where the music scene is a bubble, and like I always tell people, like if you don't find someone that's already inside like the music scene, you'll never find it. It's like a total accident.
See, yeah, that's kind of true. I can see what you mean by that, because I had no idea about the scene until my homie Edwin told me about it, and he's like an OG in the scene. He was in it before the whole Sauce House reboot and before I came into the picture or anything. And so, yeah, I guess you're right.
You have to get like dragged in. There's no like accidental like
dragged in. I like how you say dragged in. That's funny.
What?
Being dragged in. And it's
like
true.
that's the only way you can find it. Otherwise,
yeah, especially places like Sauce House. Like I mean, like the Gremlin. Yeah. You know, that's a pretty local place, you know. So you can, that's a place where you can just stumble into it, you know. And I've been to the Gremlin. If you're in downtown
McAllen, no one's there for the Gremlin.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No offense to the Gremlin, I love going there, but like most people are there for other reasons.
Yeah, other reasons too, you know. That's
even with Cine del Rey, I mean, that's like the premier venue and everything, but like most people are going to other bars and you know.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
It's
still a more established spot.
Established place, because people are now going there for the brunch and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, same thing with Yerba Idea, which became 707 or something like that.
Oh yeah, man. Love to 707 too, man. That's a really cool spot. It's a chill spot. I've been there. I've vended there a few times, and it's always just a good time. I'm gonna be vending there the 19th, I think. You know.
Oh yeah, that's
I think it's a cosplay. Cosplay 707 show. Yeah.
That one looks interesting.
Hey man, I just love I used to have a show every weekend, you know, like 2 shows every weekend. But yeah, like this weekend, this coming, I have Sauce House and I have the Dungeon.
Yeah.
And I'm hyped. You know, I love coming out to the people and just seeing people come to shows already in my shit. And it's
Mhm.
like, oh man.
Have you sold to people like that are not part of the music scene? Like, do you have like a whole like separate
Oh yeah,
outlets?
man.
Because I had this.
Again,
Oh yeah,
before
go
I
for it.
entered, oh sorry, before I entered the scene like that, I was selling online. I have
Mhm.
like shirts in Australia.
Oh wow.
I have shirts in New York and Cali. You know, like through my website and stuff. Um, locally here, it's really started with a bunch of my friends buying my stuff. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of the homies were just buying clothes,
No,
or I would give the
showing the
homies
love.
clothes and stuff. And then I got the website. The website was the real like okay, yeah.
Hmm.
It was like let's branch out more and let's get on this internet shit and let's get on this local shit, you know.
Yeah.
But again, I'm a one man army, so it's real difficult, you know. Like to do online drops, it's
Hmm.
really difficult.
How does that work?
So one thing, I still have beanies on the website, y'all. I want people to buy stuff on the website because again, I need that internet traction.
Yeah.
I love the scene and I love when people come through. But if you want one of my stuff,
You should
please
explain
go to the
You should
website.
explain the importance of why they should buy from the website.
It's
I know why,
important.
but like you should explain.
Yeah, it's important to buy from the website because it's just experience within that realm for me, you know. Cause the whole shipping process and all this stuff and you can also get I'm gonna start putting stickers. I'm gonna start making stickers again. I'm gonna start putting little things into the packaging. I'm gonna give stuff more through the website to compensate because I know people like the shows. It's right there. You
Yeah,
just buy it off
it's
the
immediate,
rack.
yeah.
You know, it's immediate. I understand that. I hate buying stuff online. I need to feel it.
Especially clothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like since a young kid, I don't like thin shirts. I don't like thin shirts. I don't feel comfortable in thin. I don't feel comfortable in certain fitting shirts. I need to touch it. And so I
Yeah.
get why people like to just buy at the shows. But like the beanies, y'all, y'all can get that on the website because everybody's asking me on at the shows.
Yeah.
You know, and people buy them at the shows and they go quick. Again,
Do you have like cards with the shirts like that promotes the website? Or something?
yeah. I always have business cards at the shows
Mhm.
and it has the Instagram, has the website. But again, you know, that instant gratification for people, I understand that. But for my personal sake, just try and get to the website. I think I'm gonna put these out only on the website, solely on the
You should do
website.
exclusives. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put these new designs solely on the website. Maybe bring a couple to the new show.
Mhm.
But again, that internet traction is really important, especially with the way that I'm, you know, coming up.
Mhm. Hmm. I'm trying to think of ways because like immediately like my advertiser mind starts working like how can you promote the website, and I'm thinking like maybe using like it's a cheesy word but like the word influencers and like people should like hey, help you promote it. Like hey, this
Yeah,
website
like
exists.
that's true. Again,
Yeah.
like Instagram is a thing where it's like they can boost your post,
Yeah.
and I've had other pages post my clothes to boost it and stuff, and you know I'll repost I'll put like on a story like the website, you know, link, you know, come through. And it's not even just to buy, you know, on my website I have a little gallery. I have like a
okay.
lookbook of people wearing clothes of at the shows even or just some photo shoots that I've done with some of the homies, you know. I'm going to be adding a lot more. I understand why people don't go on it cuz it's kind of a little bit dead, but, you know, working on that. Working on it. It's all
Yeah.
about work, man. It's all about just everything's a level, everything's a step forward into it with everybody's art.
Yeah, for me, like when you were mentioning that stuff, I thought you meant like the rankings because the way Google works, like if your website's more active, just more traffic, it lists like much higher on the rankings.
Oh
search
yeah, yeah.
results compared to so a website that's like why I recommend you if no one's going to your website.
Yeah, like I do get traction. I use Wix
Yeah.
like to host my website and stuff. So I get to see all the all the views and everything that people are doing on it. And there are people going on it, you know, but it's like there's another thing about the website is like I got to do shipping. So it's a little bit more expensive on the website too.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, you're buying the beanie for 15 flat here at the show.
Mm-hmm.
But on the site you got to pay 17.
17. Okay.
Cuz I dropped the beanies to 12 on the site. But because that $5 shipping, I don't want my clothes to be expensive. That's the thing. Is that you go to Zoomies
Mm-hmm.
and a t-shirt from the wall is $70.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's even crazier because, like, let's say it's a Thrasher tee.
Not only
There's this
that,
one
yeah.
Thrasher graphic that's a single print, and it's $70. And it's just capitalism, you know. It's
Is there a reason why that like is that price?
yeah. I like everything cheap. I sell everything cheap.
No, I meant for that specific shirt you're talking about. That was like $70.
Oh,
Is there a reason why? Like, is it like a high demand type thing, or?
they could make millions of those shirts. It's again, it's capitalism, you know. It's
Mhm.
about it's just overpriced, you know. Like, again, you can find the blanks online, the blank t-shirts that every company makes. You can go to Hobby Lobby and buy this shit
Yeah.
and do it. I could make a Thrasher tee.
See, that's the thing you keep saying. Like anybody can do it, but no one does,
No one does.
and you're the one doing it.
But like it's
And I get you to me. Like once you learn the like how things work, it's very surprising how cheap stuff is. And then you look at the prices online, or you look at the stores. You like,
see, people get psyched out.
yeah,
That's the thing. A
but
lot
again,
of people get psyched
it's
out.
only when you understand the economics behind it. If you don't understand like how much stuff actually costs,
Yeah, man. And that's why I don't like high fashion.
Yeah.
Because I understand within high fashion that you use really good fabrics and stuff.
Yeah.
But let's look at Balenciaga. They drop very simple things, and it's like you're charging thousands of dollars for something that looks like, you know, just looks like anything. And it just, I say that anybody can do it because anybody can do it for reals.
Mm-hmm.
And why not have people feel that way? Yeah, you can understand the cost and economics behind it and stuff, but even with that, because this is expensive, it's honestly expensive. These screens cost like $50 each.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it gets pricey, but once you get into it, it's with any hobby, you know.
Yeah.
It's just whatever you're interested in. It's about passion, you know. It's just about passion.
Mm-hmm. Definitely that's one aspect. Because I mean, it's one part is the economics. The other thing is actually having that creative mindset or whatever to make these arts. So someone could make it, but someone could just buy all this equipment, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to make a great like.
That's true. That's really
there's a lot
true.
of work to it. I mean, it's not just that.
See, like when you're in that state of mind, it's hard to see it that way.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a creative I've been making stuff
Mm-hmm.
my whole life. You know, like before it was clothing. You know, I paint.
Mm-hmm.
I've ventured through all like different art styles. You know, so it's kind of like once you're in that mindset of like you already understand that art takes money, art takes creativity and patience. You flow with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, you know, it's hard for some people to find that flow.
Yeah.
And I spent my whole life trying to find it, you know, like that was my main focus for reals in life, and I feel like people should feel that same way.
And the fact that you found it at such an early age is a great thing, because there's some people who struggle to never find what they're actually passionate about. They could be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and they're still they still don't know. They're in a dead end job and they don't have that passion, or maybe they never got the opportunity to work in their passion because of the struggle. And
opportunity, you know, I feel like that's it with a lot of people. A lot of people never feel like they have that opportunity, but also never go out to look for it.
Yeah.
And that's passion, you know, having me getting fed up with the homies about not coming through to make this tea. I got fed up because I'm passionate. And I never think about that. I never think about how people don't have passions, because life is so
sometimes they just can't afford it.
But that's the thing, you know. That's capitalism. That's terrible shit about our society, is that we don't allow people to be like, man, maybe I do. Because even if you don't want to do something, like you try something out and you end up don't liking it, the opportunity to be able to try that is what living is about, you know, experiences. I went through so much experience when I was younger because I was really trying to find myself. I didn't like school, was never much of a school kid, but I just wanted to feel comfortable. And I feel like people don't get sick and tired of not feeling comfortable. You know, I feel
think,
like
yeah. I think the reason, well, like how you're mentioning all that stuff, some people just get comfortable with life and they just lose passion. I seen that a lot, like when I worked at Home Depot, a bunch of these older people, like not older people, even people our age, they get comfortable with their job and they never think of venturing out.
oh my god, man, like that's my nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
That's so funny because one of my first jobs ever after high school,
Mhm.
one of my first jobs ever in general, I worked at Denny's.
Yeah.
For like a week or two. And no, it was like a week. It's so funny. It was like a week. And I remember sitting in my car, like at the end of the week,
Mhm.
and I was like, I can't be here.
Yeah.
I was like, I was sitting with my friend Jason because he was working there too. And, you know, it wasn't even a bad job, you know, because we knew a lot of people that worked there. You know, it wasn't that bad. But I was like, seeing the older people there, like how you're saying, talking to these older people, and like, no disrespect, because we need people. We need people like that. The reality is, you need people to work those jobs.
Yeah.
Because who is? I don't want to.
Yeah.
But talking to those people, it's like, fuck, I can't live like that. And so I'm sitting in my car and I'm like, I can't do this.
Mhm.
I can't work here. I really can't do this. So I go inside Denny's like before my shift even starts, and I just quit. I just quit. I couldn't do it. It was breaking me psychologically, really, because I'm like, I can do cool shit.
Yeah.
You know? I can do cool shit. I don't have to work here at Denny's.
Mhm.
I don't have to do this, and I don't want to. I'm real driven like that, you know? I'm real driven by what I want to do, what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like what I don't want to do drives me more than what I want to do. It's like that fear, you know?
Yeah, because that's another conversation where you need to be uncomfortable in order to like be doing stuff. That's why like most of the people who do like amazing stuff, like it's struggle.
One person that I really relate to that on is Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I love Mike Tyson because he used to say he'd cry before every fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was real anxious. He was a real anxious person, and I can't lie. Before every show, I'm over here equating myself to Mike Tyson, but but before every show, I'm anxious. I'm sick to my stomach because I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, like I just want to go there already. I just want to go and I want to like be in it already.
Yeah.
And that anxiety of not wanting to fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what drives me. I tell myself, you know, because I feel like you should always uplift yourself.
Yeah.
No matter what. Look in the mirror and say that you're the shit. No matter what. That's what you got to do in life. Mm-hmm. That's what everybody should do, because if you don't do it, nobody else is really going to do it, you know? You shouldn't expect people to lift you up. And I feel like I've never really had that problem. I've always felt like I'm pretty secure dude. I'm pretty cool. And I tell myself that a lot. And I feel like people should too. And I forgot where I was going with this.
It's all right. Just go whatever.
But oh man, where are I going with this?
I think it's just the point is like you need to basically like when everybody tells themselves get out of your comfort zone. It's basically it.
Yeah, exactly. You just get out of your comfort zone so that you could evolve.
Yeah.
You know, so you could reach your highest potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean the same thing applies to everything in life. Where like let's say when it comes to like the gym, the comfort would just be eating. I mean, you could tell me you just going out to eat and that's it, and not like working out or anything like that. But like once you put yourself in the struggle, like you know what, would I want pain through going out and going to the gym and exercising, and putting your body through that, or would you just rather eat, get diabetes, lose a leg?
Oh my gosh, man, this is such a funny conversation because I recently made I wish I had it right now, or I think it's in that box if you want to kind of rummage through it. I don't know if you want.
No, I don't know what
but I made this hoodie that says masochist on it.
Yeah.
And a masochist is a person that takes pleasure out of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel that way because this is kind of hot room, you know. I sit in this room and I make these fucking teas. It's a sweatshop in here, and I'm dying, you know. Like last show, I made everything the day before. But I kind of love that, you know. It's this pleasure of like, oh, I'm really grinding right now, you know. I'm really going hard right now, and it's taking a toll on me, and I'm tired, but I love it.
Yeah, it's the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, man. It's exactly.
No, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, people should start realizing that we're like, you shouldn't want a life that's completely comfortable, and nor will it always be comfortable. I think it's not sounds not cheesy, but like I think Kennedy had like a quote like that where, well, President Kennedy, um, don't pray for an easy life, pray to be stronger men.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because that's how life's always going to be. Like when it comes to hope, hope shouldn't be life's going to be good for the rest of my life. No, hope is no matter what happens in life, whether good or bad, I'm going to make it through. That's hope.
Yeah. There's no comfort in reality, you know. We've kind of built this comfortable space for us.
The whole matrix.
Yeah, you know. I hate that word. I hate the word the matrix, but it's true.
It's
you know,
true.
it's
There's
the
no
matrix.
comfort in reality.
There's no comfort in reality. You look at animals, and
They're killing each other. Yeah.
yeah, you know, it's the natural essence of life, and we
Yeah.
we don't live in that anymore, and so people have become so uncomfortable with that, you know. And I live in that. I want to live in that. You know, whenever I get anxious, I know that I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like I've kind of wired it a different way to where like my anxiety is now, I'm anxious because this is something that I need to do. This is something that I must do. This is something in me that I don't want to do, but I gotta do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's in me. It's ingrained in me.
And some people just put that deep in themselves and then just bottle it away and just. Again, it's a whole thing with Home Depot because like I would I would be there and I would talk with the like how you mentioned like I would talk with my older coworkers and I'm like yeah like I've been working here for 20, 30 years and like you never see it coming like it just the years fly by and even though like like I'm gonna tell you that like right now like once you start getting older like the years just go by because I guess when you're younger you have like when you're young you look towards the holidays and it feels forever for it to get to Christmas to Thanksgiving to anything Halloween. But like once you pass that age where you don't care about those holidays, or like they say Halloween, you don't care about it, it passes by, you don't care.
Yeah. See, look, I get what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that way already.
Yeah, because you said you're 21,
I'm
right?
21. Yeah.
That's the big age. Everybody's waiting to become 18.
Oh, God.
Then everybody wants to become 21 because first you can start smoking, you can start voting, and then 21 you can start drinking legally.
Yeah.
And after that, there's no other milestone. It's just 30, 35, 40, 50.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine being 30. I couldn't.
Comes up quick.
That's so wild. How old are you, brother?
I'm 26.
26.
Yeah, like
I can't even imagine being 26. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's such a
I'm telling you,
while
like,
ago. I feel like I'll be somewhere heavy in the next 5 years.
mhm.
I think I'll be good in the next 5
I
years.
think you'll be good because you have already found your passion way ahead. And other people right now, anybody who right now who's like their age struggling, like they might find it, they might not, and it's to be like years down the road.
See, but it's so funny because I feel like I'm late. I don't know why. I think it's because I
think everybody feels that way. Honestly.
Yeah, around me, I feel like I surround myself with pretty successful people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the people that I'm around are kind of having an idea of what they want, or have already gotten to a certain place to where they're pretty comfortable, and that makes me feel like I need to catch up.
See, but that's the thing. You're surrounded with creative people. If you're just surrounded by regular people, it's not that way.
Yeah, you're well. Okay, but like with regular people, quotations, regular people, when somebody has their dream job and they're making money off of that, you know, you look at that and you're like, man, you know, it makes, because I'm gonna go back to college, right? But I'm not in college right now.
Yeah.
I'm solely just following this passion right now. But it makes you want to be like, man, I wish I did just go to college right after school and just, you know, get that job that I feel comfortable in. But yeah.
No, well, here's the other thing. Even if you do get your degree, it does not guarantee you a job. I have friends who were top 10 in high school, smartest people, and they still are smart people. They graduated with their bachelors, including myself. But they went like out to like different cities. You know, they went to Austin. They went to like other. They have not found jobs. They're working retail. Some are working coffee shops. They're not in their degrees.
Oh man, dude.
So not even college. It does not guarantee you a job. And some people like they're in debt. Like they had loans. I got lucky that my academics kind of helped me out, like cover the cost of college, so I don't have any debt. But, like I know some of my friends, like they have to pay thousands and they don't have actual jobs in their careers. So that makes it a whole lot worse.
Tough, man.
It's
That's
tough.
That you're right. You know, that's a whole
That's
nother
what I'm
weight.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's put on you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're so lucky that you actually already know what you want to do. You have that passion. You're working it. Not only in your side, like your hobby or this, whatever you want to call it, in your actual job, you're doing this as well. So I mean,
See, like and I feel like college could only help me be better. Cause you know, like I was telling you before we started, I'm not savvy in any programs, you know, and I feel like college could help with that, you know.
when it comes to arts, not really.
You see, like
Like if you're in STEM,
yeah,
if you're in
right,
STEM,
though.
science, and arts, the most you can do is make connections. But the fact that you already have all these connections,
Oh man, you're pushing my narrative for no college right now.
I think most people shouldn't go to college. I think people should. Honestly, I would prefer people go towards apprenticeships.
I get
Where
that.
like if you kind of already know what you want to do, college, like if you do like the medical field here in the valley, like here the good jobs in the valley, it all involves in government, or the medical field, so border patrol, law, or anything in the medical field. Like those are like the best jobs because there's not really like a private sector here in the valley. There's not like high finance. There's a couple of banks here and there, but there's no like great jobs where you put on a suit and going to work.
That's true. That's true.
Everything here is just government based. Or if you get lucky, you make it out with arts. So you have your Freddy Fenders. Well, here in Elsa, you have Roberto Valente Rodriguez. Sorry, the one who played Ernie in.
Oh yeah,
He's from Elsa.
I forget about
He's
that.
from Elsa.
That's so funny, man.
There's a couple of creatives here. That,
That's funny. He is from Elsa, man,
Yeah.
and art. Yeah, that's what you know. When you're an artistic person, it's really what you got to do. You know, it's hard to stir away from it. You know, because I was always so pulled by my art. You know, ever since I was in school. All my teachers are like, oh, you're smart, you know, you just need to, if you just do this, you know, like you could be successful in life. And it's like,
do you still remember what they would tell you?
man, even my art teacher though, she saw the potential.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a kid back then, so I was a real hard-headed kid. I was real hard-headed. Even with my passion, I was like, man, fuck this, you know, like I just wasn't in that grind mindset, and I wasn't believing in myself, you know. Honestly, I didn't really start believing in myself until these shows.
Yeah.
Until seeing how people come up to the booth and they're like, oh, where's the new shit? And it's like, damn, like y'all really rock with me like that. And it's that's what it's about, you know. That's what it's about. That's really what it's about. It fuels me, it drives me. It's fun. I just want something that's fun. I feel like everybody just wants that. Everybody just wants that in life. It's just to have fun and be comfortable.
Definitely. Adding on to that thing where you're talking about like all these people telling you that stuff, it's gonna happen to you. You're going to be in their position where you see talent, you see like that potential in someone else younger than you. You're gonna want to put on like, hey guys, listen.
I have that now, for real.
And they're not gonna listen. It's this like this whole torture cycle where you already understand what your teachers were saying. You want to tell the younger people.
Bro, that's so funny because I really be feeling like an old head sometimes.
Yeah.
Like with even Dorothy. You know,
Yeah.
Dorothy will show me music and I'll be like, why isn't this out? Why haven't just why isn't it out? I deal with that with a lot of different artists. I'm making clothes I'm helping.
Yeah.
I need to say that. I'm helping other people make their clothes and stuff because I see the potential and I see I don't want people to fall back the way I did in high school.
Yeah.
You know, like just fucking do it, man. And that's what it makes me mad. Like it makes me like actually mad with people.
Yeah, I feel you. It continues happening as you get older. And sometimes the thing is, no, it does. But once in a while, there's going to be a person that you could eventually mentor, and they're going to listen to every word, and you're going to be like, thank you for listening to me. And then you can build upon that. And that's why I love the idea of apprenticeships. Where colleges is just putting your number, you're in a giant room with a bunch of other students, and it's just in and out, in and out.
I never had that. And that's something that I wish I had. I wish I had somebody that, I mean, I did, you know, I had homies that, not really artistically, but their style and their mindset helped me really grind for myself, you know. But I didn't have any guidance within my own personal fashion and my own
Yeah.
personal artistic vision. You know, I had to go through hell learning how to make the screen prints
Mhm.
and shit. And I just like, now that I know, it's like, man, I just want to tell somebody else how to do it.
You want to
know?
mentor somebody? Yeah.
I want to spread the knowledge. You know, I hate people that gatekeep. Why gatekeep?
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
you need to spread the knowledge. You know, you need to give people that spark. You know, because everybody's creative in one
Mhm.
way or another, and sometimes you need somebody to tell you that. You need somebody to say, bro, this is some dope shit. You need to keep going with this.
Definitely.
That's man, I'm all about that, man. I'm all about motivating people to just wanna
Create. Yeah.
create. Yeah, that's really what I want to do.
No, definitely, and that's the thing. And here's the hard part: being that kind of person, because I'm the same way. Sometimes people just won't listen, and
They won't listen, and it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting, man, because potential.
yeah, that's why
Potential
like
is
the
such
best
a-
thing to do, honestly, and it's hard. You don't make any comments. If people come up to you, if they're interested. If not, if they don't ask for your opinion, don't bother. It's hard.
Yeah, I
doing
wish
that.
I was like that, but I love giving my opinion. I love giving my opinion. I
Yeah.
love saying I say what's
like
on
if
my
you're helping
mind.
somebody out, like yeah, but like when it comes to like getting into something, you kind of like you give encouragement, but like
Yeah, see, I'm bad with that. I'm bad
Yeah.
where like I want to kick you off the edge. Like I want to be. I'm not gonna.
once you
I'm
have the
terrible
once
with
you have that once you have the initial interest, then I'll do what you're saying, kick them off. But if they don't have, if they're still kind of like I don't know, no.
Yeah. See, no, see, I get what you're saying because a
Yeah.
lot of my friends already have that idea. They already have what they want to do, but it's just the execution, like how you were saying earlier.
Mhm.
People don't want to pull that trigger. People are scared,
Hmm.
and you can't be scared, man.
Yeah.
You can't be scared. Especially like coming to these shows, you see like people go hard, you know, like
Mhm.
people perform like ska, they go hard, Blam, Disease Freak, like all they go hard.
Yeah.
And when you give that energy, when you're fully immersed in what you do,
Hmm.
it's motivational, you know.
Yeah.
It gets the people going and stuff. And,
People
you know,
feed
it's-
off each other's energy. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I love the shows, man. That's why I love the people at these shows because I feed off of it.
Yeah.
I see how good people are doing. I see the momentum, and all it makes me want to do is just go harder for it. You know,
Same.
it's all it makes me want to do. I wish people thought the same way, man. I wish people thought the same
It's-
way.
Yeah, but I don't know what makes a person different when it comes to that. That's why I'm still trying to understand that. That's why I like talking with people because I'm trying to understand like the people's mentality and the reason why they do what they do. I don't know what
Their
makes a difference.
signs.
Huh?
Their signs, like how Torti was talking about.
Yeah, that's why I still try to wonder like what makes a person actually execute stuff, and what makes people not want to do it at all.
If we're talking like because yeah, I do believe in like star signs and all that because it's pretty evident. I'm not too deep in it, but I get it too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's environment, you know. Some people are placed in environments that don't allow them to grow,
Mhm.
or again, it's about having that accessibility to be yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, even a person like me, I didn't have that, but I'm the kind of person to where I'm gonna push through it.
See,
I'm
but
gonna
some
push
people
through that
don't have
wall.
that.
Yeah, but we need to create a world, a society where you don't have to push through it. You know,
Mhm.
where it should be like if I want to do something, it should be there for me. You
Mhm.
know, I really believe that to like I was in Boy Scouts when I was younger,
Mhm.
and I'm really versed. You know, I travel a lot. I've been to a lot of different states and stuff, but I would have never ridden a horse. Ridden. I don't know if that's what you say.
Yeah.
But I would have never ridden a horse if it wasn't for Boy Scouts, you know? Just accessibility, man, to passion. That's all that
Yeah.
you need to give people.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
And then eventually, well, what is your plans? I guess towards like the near future with all this stuff, because I mean you're still a young guy, even if you feel like an old head. What do you plan to do like in a couple of like I guess like let's say 5 years down the road? What is your actual plans?
Fabrics.
Where would you want to see yourself? Fabrics.
Fabrics. Patterns.
What do you said you want to create fabrics? What do you mean by that?
Like the shirt you're wearing right now.
But how do you create fabrics? Do you mean like the actual strands or like
No,
what do you mean by that?
like sewing.
Oh,
Like
okay,
sewing, making patterns in the sense of like, you know, this sleeve.
Mhm.
It's a part of a pattern. But I'm a real material guy, you know? Putting graphics on stuff is cool, but I want to make the shirt too.
Oh, okay.
I want to make the shirt. I want to make some pants and shorts. I want to make shoes. I made these shoes. You know, I designed these shoes. I put this on myself, and I want to go down to the finest point of it. You know, I want to definitely fabrics.
Yeah.
You know, definitely fabric work. I want to make jackets. I just want to make stuff. You know, I just
What's the end game?
Well, the end game is it's weird because I think of the end game and it's stores in like New York and Cali and like local stores. You know, I want to open up a shop here in Westico.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very local. You know, I love the idea of keeping myself here in the valley. Not in a sense of like the talent, but physically. You know, I want to stay in the valley. You know, I love the valley. I love the culture. I love my culture. A lot of my art, like these little ghetto dudes, you know, you go down the street, you can see graffiti that looks just like it.
Yeah.
You know, I look around my neighborhood and it's Vadio. It's me. It's my homies. You know, it's my cousins. It's that's where I gain my inspiration. It's funny because I gain a lot of mindset inspiration from artists like Tyler, like Pharrell, like Kanye. You know, but when it comes down to the actual like silhouette of what I wear, I'm wearing jorts because I used to wear jorts when I was a kid. You know,
Yeah.
I wear white socks. You know, it's just stuff. It's more personal when it comes to the fashion sense of it. But the ideology is like a mixture of like all these like real creative people and stuff.
What makes you want to stay in the valley? Because a lot of people find out it's easier to like move to Austin or somewhere else where there's a whole market. It's like already blowing up, and it's easier to, I guess it'll be easier and quicker to like find opportunities. What makes you want to stay here?
To blow it up. I don't want yeah, it's a small town, right? We're the small valley, but there's so much talent. There's so much shit going on that needs to be exposed, and I feel like if I stay, and that's not it, you know, because I'm also a homebody. I don't like going out too much, you know. All of my homies live not even 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
You know, I like being here, and I think that's because I've already experienced, you know, I've been to New York like a few times. I've been to Austin. I've been to Dallas. I've been all over the place. You know, I've already experienced these things. I've been out of the country. I went to the Bahamas, you know.
Yeah.
I've gone to Canada. And being out there, it's like, what's so fun? You know, I don't know nobody, you know. I there's no connection. And I'm all about connection. I'm all about feeling grounded. I'm all about feeling at home. I don't like to feel not at home. That's why I like the Sauce House so much, because I've grown accustomed to that place, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I'm surprised. I guess, yeah, because one thing I noticed, like, people, like, usually, like when they're younger, they go out to other places, and then, like, once they get older, they always come back home. But you're skipping, like, this whole entire phase.
Oh,
bro, that's what I find
like,
interesting.
It's because I saw it all so early. I saw New York. I don't like New York. Like,
I heard that. I heard that it got so like much worse. Like there's some like YouTubers I follow who they used to live in New York, and they said like after the pandemic, like it got like really really bad, and they're like even like the local spots that everybody like likes to hang out at, they're gone, and now like it's a bunch of like corporate like stores that are like they took over. So now it's like
yeah, man, like but not even just that. You know, people are really kind here in the valley.
Oh yeah.
If you know anything about up north, you know, people are a little bit more rough up there, especially in places like New York and Cali.
Oh yeah.
And I'm tired of that. You know, I'm tired of because when I was younger, I was real like, you know, I was real annoying. But I just want to chill now. I want to sit in my backyard and like just chill.
It's like an old person.
For like an old person for reals, man. But it's because when there's so much I don't want to say chaos, right? Because my life isn't chaos. But when your life has always had so much going on, you want to just chill.
Yeah, because you've already been exposed to so much that you already know what you want.
Yeah, I already know what I want. Like I really do already know what I want.
Mhm.
I do. It's all planned out in my head, and it's gonna happen. You know, like I really do.
I believe it.
I'm really for. I love affirmations. I pray.
Hmm.
And not specifically to like a Christian God. You know, I'm a real universe kind of guy. You know, I
Yeah.
believe in all that kind of stuff, and I really do believe that I'm gonna go somewhere. You know, not like in a sense of like leave, but like just
yeah. I know what you
just
mean.
go somewhere with my art and my passion. That's all I want in life, and that's all I focus on in life. Really, I'm in my house every day. If you catch me outside my house, it's probably because I'm going to get something to make some shit. You know, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
I'm never
You
or
know
at the
yourself.
shows. You know,
Yeah.
like the shows are my social time.
Yeah.
You know, and I talk to so many people. I talk to hundreds of people. You know, I come to shows with like 100 business cards, and I leave with none. You know, and yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
ever plan to have like your own shop eventually, like down the road? Like,
Def, bro. Honestly, I want to get it in the next 2 years. Like, bro, I'm so like
yeah, because when you're talking about like having like your own sewing machine, because like you need your own sewing machine. That's a whole different like aspect
Yeah.
compared to like just printing out the shirts.
and I got one. You know, my homie Vince. If you want to reach in that box, if you don't have to, if you don't want
Yeah.
to, but there's a flannel in there that we sewed. There's a hoodie
Yeah, I
in
think I see
there.
it from here.
There's a hoodie that's a double-sided hoodie where it's like the hole goes through, you know, like
Mhm.
so you could turn it around and it's like a blue hoodie on one side and you flip it and it's a purple hoodie. And it's that sewing stuff. We're just trying out the sewing barely, but it's a move, you know. And again, how you said, you know, having my own space, I can't even set up that 4-panel thing that I showed you like
Yeah.
properly because I don't have the space for it. But, you know, future people will see.
Yeah, and you know I think the crazy part about all of this is like it's such an essential skill that not many people have. Making your own clothes. We're still far removed from either making our own we're still far from removed from our own food, like the process of it, making our own clothes. But again, it's because people want to pay for the convenience.
The convenience. And look, when I was younger, I couldn't leave Zoomies with 2 shirts.
Mhm.
You know, and that's the thing of like, man, I gotta go. I don't gotta go, but it's like if I wanted more variety of clothing, you go to Walmart, you go to like Gap, you know, you go to somewhere a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Because Zoomies, or you go to that nah, look, I'm tripping. You go to that buy one get one 50% off rack at Zoomies, and that's where you get your 2 shirts.
Yeah.
And I hated that. I hated feeling like, damn, you know, I can't get one of the good shirts from the shelves. You know, let me come through and get like this Empire tee. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Stuff being so expensive, it's like I don't want that. I don't want anybody to feel like that, you know? I don't want you to feel like you can't buy a fucking shirt, you know? See, like, as much as I love my art and it's precious to me, it's a fucking shirt.
Mhm.
It's a shirt at the end of the day. You could... It doesn't mean that much.
Mhm.
And it shouldn't even be that expensive is what I'm trying to say, you know? Like, I hate the fact that I have to upcharge my stuff, you know? Because stuff costs money.
Yeah, it's the reality of money. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff costs money. You know, I sell these shirts for $15. And when I had a bunch of older stuff on my racks, I did $10 racks.
Yeah.
$10 shirts, bro, like, and like $15 pants, like with actual designs on it and stuff. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You go to Zoomies, a pair of pants is like 100. And it's like, man. And of course for me it's different from like an average consumer because I'm so indulged in the processes of making clothing that I'll go into a store and I'll be like, yo, this shirt costs $5 to make.
Yeah.
This shirt costs $5 to make. They're selling it for $80. You go to like PacSun. I don't know if you've ever been to PacSun before,
No, I haven't there.
but PacSun is like it's kind of like a Zoomies, but it's a little bit more like, oh, like we're gonna be a little bit more high,
A little bit more upskill. Yeah.
a little more upscale. But it's like, bro, this shirt probably cost 25 cents to make, and somebody in Vietnam
Vietnam or
made it, you know?
Bangladesh
Like,
and
you
stuff,
look
yeah.
at like Shein, you know, that whole controversy with Shein,
Oh, yeah, Shein's-
paying people 8 cents to make like 20 some garments.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy to me. Like, and then upcharging it for so much, and it's like, it sucks.
That's a whole different thing. That's the whole thing with fast fashion.
Fast fashion, high fashion too.
Yeah.
You know, like overcharging stuff that
I see fast fashion because there's some controversies going on about the fabrics having like certain like toxic chemicals.
yeah, and then you don't damn man, it's just so much. There's so many different layers to like how fucked up a lot of stuff is being made.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk to a lot of people that make stuff themselves. That crochet, crochet can't be automated. That's one thing is crochet cannot be automated. They haven't figured it out yet. So that hand labor is important, and I feel like we're forgetting that. I'm not a real technology person, I really like making stuff with my hands. I'm like a hands-on person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What made you that kind of person? Have you thought about that or no?
Probably my ADHD. Probably maybe a hands-on person. I'm real. Yeah, I have that, but I feel like it's whatever,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't learn. I can't just learn from watching. I can't just. I need to.
Hands-on, yeah.
I need to grab it again. With material, I need to feel it. This shirt is my favorite shirt right now, and I don't mean like just this specific shirt, but this brand. I just found this brand. It's a low key brand that I will not say, because I found it downtown.
After you're saying that's not, we don't need gatekeepers here.
No, you're so right. But look, you know
no,
what?
don't.
But also, I couldn't even tell you because it doesn't even have a sign. The place, it doesn't have a sign. I just found it, and this is what I love about also the Valley is these shirts. These shirts that I get, I don't order them online. I go down to a shop in McAllen, and it's this place called Lisa's. I'm gonna put people on.
Yeah.
I doubt I'm gonna put people on because it's like right there. It's right in front of the food court,
Yeah.
like in downtown. And these nice people, they sell the hats. Like I get the hats from there. I get the T-shirts from there. Oh wow. I get a lot of stuff. Even my mom, she does her own thing too. She makes wreaths and stuff. It's just creativity within my family. A lot of my cousins are great artists. That I will be having designed for me soon. Mm-hmm. My cousin skates for my brand, it's just something in my family.
So it's easy to. So it would be easy to, I guess, easy to assume that like maybe your parents had a influence on you, like want to make clothes or no?
Oh, definitely. I don't think I would have made my first shirt ever if my mom hadn't bought the machine right there. Yeah. My mom wanted to make her own clothes too. Mm-hmm. My mom's a good drawer. She can sing, like she don't want to say nothing, but like she can sing. My dad's a good artist. It's just embedded in me, to be an artist. That form of expression is the only thing that I know. And again, it's physical. And like how I said, I'm not a technology person. I can't sit on a computer and just I can't do it that way. I need to sit on the floor and fucking put the T-shirt on the floor and do it myself.
Same thing for me when it comes to like doing notes or like drawing ideas. I can't do it on the laptop. Like I have to like get a pencil and paper and just like
every design
is
on paper, man. Like I said, I'm real one shot to kill. I draw in pen. I barely started drawing in pencil because I'm trying to adopt that, like, let me just put a little bit more effort into this. Because again, I'm getting a little bit more serious. I'm trying to turn up, like, because I feel like my designs are mediocre. They're and mediocre in the best way that I can say that. Because again, one shot, like I feel like I need to put more thought into my art if I really want to like evolve it, Cause I'm only getting better and better because I'm finding new methods and I'm finding new ways to design.
Yeah.
But it can only go so far when you're rushing it. You got to take time, not overthink it, but let it flow in a good pace so it can come out exactly how you want it. I could find mistakes in everything that I've made, and that's not a bad thing. But it's like, I wish I didn't find so many in the finished product.
But you should still be proud of yourself that you're finding these mistakes because that means you're growing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's about growth.
Because I just love it. Because if you weren't finding those mistakes, that means you wouldn't be improving. You would think, oh, this is okay, this is great.
Yeah, and I never think that. I'm gonna be so honest. I never think that. With everything I put out, again, it's that anxiety. Even when I drop online, it's like, fuck. It could be better. It could be better. That runs in my head. It could be better. But you gotta ignore that sometimes. You gotta ignore that, and you gotta
Do you know like
release.
do you know like when to ignore it and when to actually trust that voice?
I don't know. I really don't know, cause I'm a real impulsive person. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really impulsive. I really I can jump the gun
Mm-hmm.
with certain things. I know things can be better, and I know the way that I can handle things can be better. But that's growth, you know. That's just trying to. I'm trying to figure that out now, you know. Like I said, when I was younger, I was worse. I was
Yeah.
terrible with my impulses, you know. But becoming a businessman for reals, you know, because again, I'm doing this all myself, you know. I gotta buckle down, and I really gotta take time to learn how to understand things, and to not fuck it up, you know, because I have good momentum right now. I feel like my momentum, I feel like I'll have 1,000 followers by the end of the year, probably even earlier. I'm not even gonna say end of the year, in the next couple months.
How many do you have right now? You know?
I almost got 500. I got 470, and I think I'll have 500 by the end of this week, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, because sometimes like it comes much quicker than you think.
It does, man. It's crazy. I had 400 last month, and I got 470 now. And watching those numbers, it sucks because I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not a money guy at all. But watching that stuff go up,
I think it's a lie we all tell ourselves. Like I even I do that
it's a
too.
lie. It sucks.
It's
It
a lie
sucks.
because I was like, no, it's because like, and I think it's even worse because it's kind of like a humble brag. Where like I don't really pay attention to the numbers, but then like you look at them go up.
I'll be watching the
Yeah.
numbers. On God, I'll be watching the numbers, and it's so funny because or it's not funny. It feels great
It's
because
great, yeah.
like,
I think people should just be proud of their cause. It's an accomplishment.
But it's like I worry about spoiling it. But I'm very braggadocious in more of like an ironic sense, you know, like with my homies, I'll talk my shit or whatever. But I understand that you got to be humble,
Yeah.
so that you don't psych yourself out. I understand that I'm still very small, and I'm still growing, but again, it's about having that mentality of like, I'm the shit, you know. You gotta have that. You gotta have that when you're making stuff. You gotta feel confident, and that's something that I struggled with my art in the younger years. You know, nowadays I understand. It's dope. People love it. I always send it to people, and I always get good feedback. But it's like it's that growth and confidence. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's you have to be confident but not cocky.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like the moment you start thinking you're the shit, like the top of your game, someone else can just come in and say, you know what, and they blow you out of the way. Like, you know what?
Exactly, bro. And like
because that's the thing. Like that happens with companies in general, where once you become like a big established company, you're the shit. Like you're the best, but your movement's really slow. So like you're gonna have smaller companies which are your competition, whatever you want to say. Sure, they're smaller, but they're much agile. Like they can move quicker than you can.
like Nike.
Yeah.
That's real. Like Nike and Adidas, if I'm gonna be honest. Adidas is was always the underdog. But nowadays Nike got too lazy.
Yeah, because it's like who's gonna challenge us?
Who's gonna challenge Nike? But it's like everybody's trying to come for Nike's throat.
Yeah.
And Adidas is really coming for it. Adidas is really coming through.
Yeah.
I feel. Man.
Yeah, that's why
want
again
that, man.
that's the whole thing about comfort. Where once you get comfortable, no one's gonna touch me, and then someone shows up and like, oh shit, now I gotta start upping up.
See, I'm glad I'm not like that, because I'm never comfortable. I'm never comfortable. I'm always worried about my progress. Like I said, you know, I feel like I fall behind, but it's because
What do you mean? You keep saying you fall behind. What do you mean by like falling behind?
I feel like I don't make enough stuff. Like my website only has my beanies on it, and I wish it had more. I want more. I just want to make more. You know, I'm never satisfied with.
But is that a limitation of money yourself, or what is that?
Money for sure.
So you know what that you know what's gonna happen eventually.
Money for sure, man. It's really a.
But you know what's gonna happen eventually, right? Like you're gonna start increasing your prices because you want to hire people. It's not gonna be cheap where you have someone else helping you out.
See, like, that's another thing is I'm really terrible with I don't want to say with working with people because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie. But I'm bad with giving people the boat, you know, like having people kind of steer me.
Having
Like
control,
I need to be in control. And so when another person comes into the equation, it kind of feels weird with me. So I'm real like dolo, you know. I really like to. If I could do everything myself, I would.
You would, but it's impossible.
I would. Like I can't be in my own photo shoots, you know. As much as I would like a lot of the reasons why you don't see me in any of the pictures I take is because I want to take the picture. I want that shot to look exactly how it looks in my head. And I can't just clone myself, you know. It's upsetting, but it is. You're right, you know. I got to build. I got to let people in. I got homies that are down, like my homie Jason. He's a big part. He really is a big part in what I do at the shows and stuff. I always show him my designs, you know. That's my brother for reals, and I trust his opinion on stuff. And you're right, you know. I just gotta. I
don't want you to like to hold yourself where you say like, you know what, like I like understand like it's a very noble thing to like want to keep the prices really low, but then eventually reality like, hey, I need to hire someone to help me out with this and then this because you want to build it because you want to have a shop. Now you have to deal with rent.
Oh,
you have to deal with bills.
That's the worst part about it, man. Is that
it's society.
I hate money. I really do hate money. Yeah. Because at shows there's times where I with other vendors we just trade shit. Yeah. Like the other day or this last show that I did there's this ashtray that I liked, or this little plate. It wasn't an ashtray, but I wanted to use it as an ashtray. And she was like, I told her I really like that plate. She's like, I like these shirts. You want to make a trade? Yeah. And so we just price traded. And I'm like, why can't life be like that? You know, why can't it be like that? And yeah, I hate money, but I understand what you're saying with that price. I gotta raise the prices. Yeah, I gotta raise the prices, man. Not even for my benefit, for the benefit of everybody else. So everybody can get some quality stuff, you know. Yeah, yeah.
That's the reality. That's something like it's gonna happen.
And I hate it, but it's
and that's what like I don't think you should hate money, but you should rather see like as a tool. As a tool to help out other people, help yourself out with building. I mean, that's the only way you're going to like have that growth again. It's money. That's why I don't see money as a good or bad thing. I just see it as a neutral tool, and you can use it however.
It's the middleman, you know, for everything.
Yeah, because then how else do you base your value off your shirts? Like you say, you traded stuff. You base it off money's worth.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. It's of course, you know, I'll accept it. Yeah. I'll accept it in the future. You know, right now I'm really like. For the people, you know, I want everybody to have it. Yeah. And that's why I feel like that's a big reason of why my clothing is so popular at shows or just popular in general. Because you have the whole grassroots. If you have $10 and like you want that shirt, take it.
Take it, yeah.
Because if I'm gonna be honest, these shirts cost like $8 for the whole thing, you know, like and that's why I want to make it so cheap, because I see how cheap it is to make it. And I hate the idea of like, I understand like artist labor and all that, but it's not labor to me. It's fun. It's my passion. It helps me think. Yeah. You know?
And I guess you can do it that way if you have a job or something else actually funding everything. Otherwise, if you want to live off it by yourself, like off your art itself.
And that's where the website comes in. That's why I want the website to be more popping, because that'll be like, you know what I mean? Like how I was saying, I kind of I tax it on the website a little bit, but in person, I just like people, you know. I even let people take shit just to take it, you know. Like I don't want people to worry about, oh man, do I got enough money like for this swag, you know? Like I don't want people to worry about swag for us, you know. Just have it. Have you thought of like selling at like flea markets or pop-up markets? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've done a few pop-up markets. I did this would be a pop-up, like Heaven's, what was it called? Heaven's Gate.
Isn't that a cult?
Yeah, no, oh my God. It was not called Heaven's Gate. It was called Heaven's Market, I'm sure. Okay. Yeah, Heaven's Market, not Heaven's Gate, y'all. Oh my God. Heaven's Market. Yeah. And it was fun. You know, I love doing markets. I love doing any type of event, you know, just hearing it's just cool seeing people. It's just cool.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, that's passion. Like,
Again, you know, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, you know.
mhm.
I'm very like, why do something if you don't want to do it, you know? And I understand some people don't want to disappoint other people, but I've kind of grown past that, you know. I understand that you have to sometimes, for your own sake, you need to disappoint people. You need to
What do you mean by that exactly?
like how I'm not going to college.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't happy about that. If I'm be real, not just like my mom and stuff, but just people that care about me, you know. And I understand you want me to go to college because it's a
It's what everybody's told. It's gonna make your life better.
yeah, you know, it'll make your life better. But right now I'm saying, man, fuck the college, you know, I'm grinding on this. And that's what I mean by sometimes you gotta ignore people.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you gotta make people upset. And that's the only way to be happy sometimes, you know, especially for me. I mean, I've struggled with that my whole life, you know. I've always had to push people's buttons and push people out of the way for me to just be myself.
Mm-hmm.
And while it was really easy for me, it makes me think about, and you make me think about how hard it is for other people.
Yeah, some people don't want confrontation. They get afraid of that stuff. They don't want to. They become people pleasers, and
yeah, and I'm real like let's have a conference. Let's have a conference. What did you say? Damn, I can't say the word.
What?
But
which one? Conversation or which word?
Conversation, and let's have a confrontation. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
I don't mind confrontation, especially when it comes to something that I'm passionate about or something that I'm driven by. You know, whether it's anything, you know, anything. I've just learned, you know, like I've just learned early that you can't do it for anybody else. You can't live your life for anybody else, man, because you're not gonna be happy. And that's what this whole shit's about. That's what this whole thing is about, man. It's about being happy.
Yeah.
It's about being happy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I learned that lesson a little bit too late with high school, where I would sometimes put my friends ahead of myself. This has always been an issue where like I left helping people, but it got to the point where I would put people ahead of myself, and that's where it became an issue. Because helping people, good thing. Once you start putting other people ahead of yourself and never helping yourself, that's and there's there's opportunities where I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but like there's people you should have been with but I'm like, you know what, my friend likes you. Those situations happen, and that's why I'm like, you know what, you fucked up like you fumbled the bag, and now look what happened.
Look, I'm trying to learn that now because I was very selfish like in high school. You know, it was about me. Again, you know, how you say that it's very good that I found myself so early, but you know, I had to really be selfish to do that. And nowadays, now that I have the ingredients, and nowadays that I have I have this understanding that I don't really I know who I am, you know. I don't have any I don't have any what's the word? I'm not uncomfortable really. It's hard for me to be uncomfortable with myself. I feel like people make me more uncomfortable with myself than I do with myself. And
what do you mean by that?
Like if I love you, your opinion means a lot to me. And so I'm gonna want to move a certain type of way. But I had to learn to let that go.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to also do it, you know, because sometimes you have to bend for people that you love. Sometimes you gotta
compromise.
Yeah. And I didn't know compromise when I was younger. If you didn't, like I said with my friends, if you don't want to help me with this, fuck you then. Like I'm finna do it myself. Like and seeing how that worked out for me when I was younger, I was like, let me just keep rocking with that. But now that I'm older, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes. Yeah.
That, like how I was saying, you know, sometimes you got to push people's buttons and you got to step on people's toes to be yourself, you know? And I'm glad that I got through that so early because now I'm chill.
Yeah.
I feel like now I'm a little bit more chill. I feel like now I can really like give people some game.
It's a whole thing with Mike Tyson where earlier on he was really aggressive. Now, like, if you see him, he's like really chill.
Yeah, like I feel like I already went through my whole
Aggression.
angst and aggression. You know, I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like going to parties.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm trying to grind. I'm trying to work now because I already did all that when I was younger.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, that would be it. Experience life at such an early age where, by the time you get to your point,
yeah,
because some people do, again, like you're mentioning, whether it be like through their environment or means, they don't get to have that experience until much later on. So like, they're falling behind with life.
yeah, and I think I fell behind with the more professional version of life, and that's what I'm trying to grasp now.
Yeah.
Especially now that I have a business and now that I have a name and a brand, I need to be serious now.
Yeah.
But back then, it was all just
When you're living for yourself, it's so much easier.
It's so much easier. It is so much easier living for yourself.
Yeah, I feel that because like, even with the podcast, like early on, I could say like, you know what, I'm gonna have anybody on. I can say whatever I want. Once like I started like having people like my studio, like people like helping me out with the podcast. Now you're not just representing yourself. You're representing the people you're working with. You're representing like anybody else who's like near you, like whether it be your friends, because people are going to say like, why are you friends with that person? Why are you friends with that person?
Oh my God, man.
Why are you working with them? And so it becomes like, you have to become so professional. We're like, okay, this is, yeah.
And
you're not living for yourself anymore. It's like you're working.
That's why I like to do it by myself. That's another reason why I like to do it by myself, because my opinions and my art and my expression is solely me.
Yeah.
I can't represent you and you can't represent me because even with people that I've known for so long, you can't represent me, and I can't represent you.
And you shouldn't allow people to be doing that.
Yeah, and it's just it's exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I guess it also depends on what kind of jobs you're doing. Some jobs you can, like what you're doing, you can fly solo, but like with other jobs, you need these other people collaborating around you, and that's when it gets tough.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny because my job, oh my God, I'm really not well with like working with people. I'm really not. Like even at my job,
like what makes it hard, like working with people exactly? Like
I need to be in control. I need control. I'm like my mother.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's real like my mom's a supervisor at her job. She really runs shit.
Yeah.
And so and her whole life, she's just a boss. My mom's just like just seeing her hold it down the way she did gave me that drive to be like, shit, I could hold it down myself too.
Mm-hmm.
I could do it myself. And so and then I prove myself right, and it sucks. It sucks because I prove myself right every time that I really can do it by myself. And when somebody else enters the mix, I can't let go of that steering wheel because I like with the photos, I need it to look exactly how it be. Even if I'm not in it, it has to look exactly how I want it to be. So
then maybe you shouldn't put yourself in those positions, but rather just be like you're mentioning, just be the supervisor. Hire a camera person, let them do it because they know what to do, but you're just a visionary and you tell them, hey, this is what I want, and I'm
a visionary.
It's like Steve Jobs, like he wasn't creating shit, like he was telling people, hey, I want 300 songs in this device, do it.
Oh my God, yeah. Like with Blam, I love Blam. I'm doing a collab with them, and they just said, do your thing. Do your thing. And I love that. Because I show them what I can do, and they love it.
Yeah.
And that's all I want. Just tell them, just give me direction.
But eventually down the line, there's going to be people where they want to collaborate with you, and they're going to have their vision, you're going to have your vision. And
oh, yeah. And I got that coming. I got that coming soon. Again, it's all about growth, and this brand and my fashion isn't just about clothing. It's personal for me, It's about my own personal growth as a person and as an artist. And it's about learning how to let go of that steering wheel, because great things can come from collaborations, Great things. You need to
You need to
collaborate with
collaborate with
people.
people. Yeah.
Connection. It's so funny because I love being so connected to everybody. But bro, leave me alone. You know, like I don't know. I'm such a. It's such a contradiction.
Have you ever taken like those psychological tests where like these had like different personalities, where you had like the commander, the helper, the leader, the
Yes, I have, but
I forgot what letter. Yeah.
I couldn't really tell you what the answers were because it was like a while ago.
Yeah.
But I'm a Leo. And that's
Not for your like astrology.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying, right? Like a test for like your personality type. But if
Because there's like ESPJ or T or whatever.
Yeah.
Those things.
and I feel like, and I don't know if you're not really into astrology, are you?
No.
Well, Leos are very independent, or like
Yeah.
leaders, and I have a lot of fire in my chart. I feel like Dorothy right now. I love Dorothy.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's why I was asking a lot of questions because I don't understand astrology.
Yeah.
All I know is that my main sign is Scorpio, and that's it. Like that's
I think Dorothy's what is Dorothy?
he had mentioned it. And I forgot his.
A Taurus? I don't know.
He said he was another water symbol as me because I was Scorpio and he was something else.
What was he, man? I can't remember. I'm sorry, Dorothy.
Yeah. He said he was another water symbol and I can't remember right now.
I love Dorothy. He told me one time, the first time we hung out,
Mhm.
I filmed a video, or they filmed a video of me, him and his homie Doza for their channel.
Yeah.
And he told me that I'm like a campfire. And it's so funny because that kind of makes sense because my moon is a Taurus, and that's like Earth sign, and so like the wood, and then I'm a Leo, which is fire. So like the fact that he said that, I was like, damn, that's true. I never had anybody tell me that before, and it was really cool. But definitely, I'm a leader.
Yeah.
I think I'm a leader. I think I just want to lead. I just want to take everybody's hand and be like, let's go, we can follow our passions. That's all I want for people.
Yeah, I think what's gonna end up happening is you get to learn or teach maybe 2 or 3 other people, and it's basically like the military where you have like the giant like the person in the center is to be you, maybe like a couple of other like I don't even know what like the positions are, but basically you have your top one and you have like 3 trusted people and then they handle the rest of the grunts.
Bro, and I got that cooking. I got my homie follow Pescata on Instagram. I'm following them on my brand page. That's my homie Vince. He makes his own clothing. Like I said, I'm helping him make his clothing too.
Yeah.
Like one of those screens, whichever one, is his designs. And if I feel like Kanye, he's like Virgil.
Yeah.
Like if anybody watching this, I'm sure people understand that like they were like a really good duo within the fashion world.
Mm-hmm.
And Virgil went on to become the head director of Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
And Kanye's just Kanye,
yeah.
a legend. And Virgil recently passed away though, so RP Virgil. But that duo created such big things, and I see that with me and my homie Vince. I see that with me and my homie Jason and Edwin, and I have people that I trust and that I really feel like they can help me.
Yeah.
And I know I need that. I know I need that. As much as I want to be like, it's me.
Yeah.
I understand that my show experience wouldn't be the same without my homie Jason there.
Mm-hmm.
My artistic experience wouldn't be the way it is if it wasn't for my friend Vince.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, man. You're right about that for sure.
Yeah. What else? Where else do you find inspiration for your arts? Because you had mentioned like the graffiti around here, right?
Yeah, definitely. Graffiti
Mm-hmm.
is a huge inspiration on a lot of my designs. It's weird because a lot of my rougher stuff is definitely taking inspiration from my barrio and from, the valley, and just seeing all the tags and seeing everybody's art and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also have... I don't know. Because when it comes to my art, it's really just me,
Mm-hmm.
I like tribal stuff because I'm just like I just like symmetry.
Symmetry, okay.
I love symmetry. I love when I just love symmetry, but I don't gain any inspiration fashionably or like artistically from artists like Kanye or anything.
Yeah.
I really just gain the mentality. I gain from religion though. Yeah, religion is a big inspiration for me.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm a very religious person, but more so like and just following morals and stuff. I don't really follow a single thing.
Yeah.
I like the conglomerate. I like everything, you know?
Yeah.
Just everything's super dope.
See, and I think that's very common with rappers, where they usually like more specific towards rappers I had this conversation with my friends. Rappers, they try to like get stuff from different little areas and then make something out of it. So that's where you have like a whole thing with sampling. You get stuff from like this part, you bring it in and make it your own. Compared to like rock stars, where they usually cover like complete songs, they never get a sample and then make it their own.
Yeah, that's true.
And I see you having the same thing where,
Yeah, I like to. Man, I don't know. I look at my art and I gain it from the universe. You know, I do a lot of star stuff.
so how did you end up with that word universe itself? Because you mentioned the number 37, but how did you combine 37 with universe?
Because again, it's more selfish. You know, it's like this is my universe. I am 37. You know, I have become the embodiment of that number. You know, when it's funny because a lot of people see that number and they think of me. You know, it's already become because I've held on to it for so long. But the universe is really just, you know, us as people. We are the universe. You know, the reality is we aren't in the universe. We're a part of the universe, thus making us the universe. And so it was really just my world, my ideas. This is me. This is my universe. This is 37th universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I'm going to be honest, I want to drop the universe. In 5 years, once I really get this like fabric and real fashion shit going on, I'm finna drop the universe and just hold that 37. Yeah, because and it's because of Dorothy too. Because Dorothy pulls up to the shows and he always says, "What's that new 37 or something?" Or like, "Everybody go to 37's booth," and like, it just rolls off the tongue better. 37th universe, 37. Like a number just feels better, you know.
The reason I was doing that's because I noticed with band names, if it goes past 5 syllables, it doesn't go off your like the tongue. It doesn't roll off the tongue well.
Yeah.
It needs to be the 5 syllables or less.
And you want something that is nice and clean.
Yeah.
Again, another reason why I never really put my brand name onto the shirt, because 37th universe,
It's
stretching
a lot, yeah.
it, dog. But 37.
Yeah.
It just sounds good. I'll drop it. I definitely want to. But that full name, I want it to stick a little bit longer. You know, it's weird because I really have it planned out. I really have moves. Of course, not the specific moves, but the idea of me making moves is there within my little timeline in my head. My little dream world in my head, for real.
And I even tell like the friends I have that are musicians. It sounds silly, but I always tell them, make sure I'm not sure in school like they ever taught you what smart goals are or no.
I'm sure, but I probably wasn't listening.
Where there's like specific time specific, realistic. I forgot what the other letters meant.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And I tell people like, follow it. Like I know it's silly because you taught this in school, but like there's a reason why they teach you this stuff, and some stuff is good. Like you need to have like smart. Like
bro. I feel like I would have so much more confidence I would have had so much more confidence in high school if I actually listened to my teachers. If I actually listened, because
well, some of them, not all of them.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
yeah. But no, honestly, a lot of my teachers, I did have a lot of bad teachers for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I wish I listened to my art teacher, Miss Juarez, because she knew I was an artistic kid. You know, she knew that I had something in my head and the little brain that I had there, you know. But I was just too consumed by my own world that I didn't even want to listen to her. I didn't want to listen to anybody, you know, because I felt like, and to an extent, to a really big extent, I still feel that way, you know, that I know the path that I'm taking and I know what I'm going to do. and I know what I want to do, and I need to let go of that, I guess, in a sense, because I understand people just want to help me.
Yeah.
People just want to help me, but it's hard for me to accept that sometimes because I'm like, I can help myself, you know, like all lame. But yeah, man, definitely listen in school for reals.
Yeah.
Definitely listen to that shit.
What kind of, I guess, what kind of advice would you give for people like going through that, like what you're going through, like what you're going through, like what kind of advice would you give them to like, because not only did you change with your confidence, becoming more, I guess, just gaining confidence in itself. I'm pretty sure probably became more like social, like outgoing.
Oh well, I've always been a real social. I've always been a
Okay,
social
you've already been
butterfly.
social.
Because if anything, I'm an only child.
Yeah.
I have a half brother, but he's not in the valley.
Yeah.
But my mom, when I was younger, she used to take me to like Burger King and stuff, and she's like, just go talk to the kids, go out there, you know, go. And so I've always been real social. I'm able to communicate my feelings and how I think very well. But I just don't want to sometimes. I just feel like a lot of the time I feel like people don't get it. I feel like I'm telling you something, but you're hearing it, but you're not listening.
Yeah, you're not active listening.
You're not listening to it, and even if you could listen to it, you're not even really getting it. And so it really turns me off to talking to people about the way I think or the way that I feel or the way that clothes makes me feel and stuff like that.
Out of curiosity, have you ever thought that maybe because you don't want to communicate that much, that it's hindering your ability to communicate to people to get to the exact point you want to tell them?
Yeah, definitely. Again, I'm very impulsive, and I'm intense. I'm a real intense person, so I can come off very rude and aggressive. But I'm really just trying to tell you, like, bro, like this energy that I have right now is love, and it's passion, and I and people misconstrued it, and so it kind of deters me from wanting to talk to people. But it's like, that's a me problem, you know?
Yeah.
It's something that I got to figure out within myself. Real talk. My life right now is, of course, my brand and my clothing and stuff, but it's also just growing as a person and growing as a person too, you know, because I feel like I've matured a lot. I mean, I'm 21 now, so I definitely have matured a lot.
Yeah.
And I look back at when I was a kid, I'm like, damn, you know, just wilding out. But yeah, man, I'm learning all that right now, for sure.
And I mean, even when you get to my age, like it's still gonna be the same thing. Like you're looking back at your 21, like, oh man, how was I doing this? But again, it's growth, and that's what comes with it. You can't be afraid of cringing at your past, because if you're cringing at your past, that means, you know, you grew as a person. There's no other way around it.
That's true. That's really true. Yeah.
So like, even right now, like that, and I think people should learn like what's important and what's not important, because what was important for you, like when you're like how would it, you would be like what 5 years ago, you would be what 8? No,
I would probably be 5 years ago. I'm 21. Oh, I'm terrible with math.
Let's see, 4, 16. You'd be like what 15?
Yeah, probably 15.
Let's say for like 15, 16. What was important then is not no longer important right now.
Oh no, by any means, it is not the same at all. I'm in such a different space.
And that's what happened when you were 26. What was important right now, or like stuff that shouldn't have bothered, like stuff that was bothering you right now is not gonna be bothering you down the road. Yeah. And I think that's what people should like also realize, that hey, don't worry too much. Like you're saying, have fun, and then don't worry too much, because I'm a person who I struggle with overthinking. And
me too, brother.
And like that also like. So like last year, I had like one of my first health scares where I suffered my first panic attack, and then I always been like a chill person. I've always like, so like it was really weird going through that, because I never gone through a panic attack, because I had people who had like anxiety, depression, bipolar, like they always talk to me, and I'm like you don't know how it is until you actually go through it.
Yeah, you can't explain you
can't explain what a panic attack is. You can't explain what depression is. You can try, and people think, oh, so it's like being sad, but super sad. Like, no, not exactly.
Yeah, it's I'm a real anxious person, if anything.
Yeah.
I am very anxious. Even with this interview, before this interview, I was like, ugh, you know, like,
nah, don't worry.
But and anxiety attacks are something crazy for us, you know. Your brain can really mess you up, man. Like, and that's the thing is that's another thing that I gotta learn and that everybody has to learn is that you don't let your brain control you so much.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like people should listen to their heart. Heart's on this side, right? Yeah, I'm tripping.
Yeah. Yes, guys.
But you listen to your heart, man. Your soul's there, your intuition's there. Listen to your heart, listen to your gut.
Yeah, that's a
I
quote.
feel like
I'm
you're
gonna look for a quote while you're talking.
Yeah, for when you're overthinking, that's like your fight or flight mode, and people shouldn't live in that, you know?
Mhm.
We don't have to live in that anymore. And following your heart is just the most important thing you should do. And ignoring your brain. I that's one thing that I really need to learn is how to ignore my brain, because my brain will tell me the most crazy stuff. And it's like, that's not true, man. That's not really what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Like even like at night, like when you're falling asleep and you see like a shadow, it's
Yeah,
just your
man,
mind
like,
playing tricks on you.
Yeah, like the brain is such a complex thing.
I think it was just a simple quote. I should have gotten it right. We suffer more in imagination than in reality, and that was from some Roman philosopher.
That's true, though. You know,
Yeah, where you like you start thinking ahead, like, oh man, like what if this goes wrong? What if this go wrong? And it goes well, and you're like, why was I worrying?
exact expectation is the worst thing that a person can have, really.
Yeah.
You know, life is so unpredictable. Everything is so unpredictable that you gotta accept that you can't. And this is something that I need
can't
to
control
learn.
everything in
I
life.
can't control everything in the world. I can't control everything in my life. I can't control all the people in my life.
Mhm.
You know, that's just not how it works. And so when you learn to understand that, like how I'm learning to understand that, it makes life a lot easier for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It makes being an artist a lot easier, and creating. Yeah, man.
There was another quote I started remembering.
No, but it's you really got me thinking for sure. You know, I really need to think about these things because I forget, because I get really lost in my head. I live in my dream world in my brain, you know, of like, I want to be the best, you know, not really the best, but I just want to be something awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not really about being the best.
This is one of the quotes, but I'm trying to find out. It makes no sense to worry about things you have no control over because there's nothing you can do about them. And why worry about the things you can't control? The activity of worrying keeps you immobilized. That was one of them, but there's another one where just like if you have no control over it, why worry about it? Because you can do nothing about it. So only worry about the things you can control because you can do something about it.
Yeah, and all I can control is my brand, you know, is my art.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because I feel like, man, I'm in so much control of this. No wonder it's going so well. You know,
Yeah.
I tell myself that kind of stuff. And
That's where the ego creeps in.
yeah, my ego is it's funny because I know how to differentiate my ego between my higher power. You know, like I said, you know, I pray. I really meditate a lot. You know, I really like to dive within myself and just see what's going on in there. And my ego is like this huge thing for real, and I love it, but I hate it because I can control my ego, but when I can't, it's when it's like, fuck, man, it's a problem.
How does it become a problem? Like,
because I'm impulsive, because I act impulsively, because I think impulsively.
see, but acting impulsively is not good or bad. When does it become a bad thing?
It becomes a bad thing when you're acting impulsively on bad stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that impulse isn't bad when it comes to like, okay, let me just make this shirt, you know?
Yeah.
But it gets bad when you make hasty decisions on stuff and it hurts people.
Okay.
Or it hurts yourself. And it's just about learning how to control that balance, you know? And that's what I'm really focused on in life. this clothing stuff, you know, like it's cool, and this is of course my livelihood that I'm trying to accomplish. But what I cherish most about life is balance,
Yeah.
being at peace, sitting in my backyard, you know, love. You know, I feel like love is everything. Love is passion. Love is my clothing.
Mhm.
Love is what you do with the podcast. Love is of course loving another person. But love is everything. And so I feel like finding that humility in yourself is very important for everything.
Mhm.
For everything.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's like one of the realizations where it came to like that panic attack where um I have always been like a loving person, but like the way I guess to express it was always hard to read. Because for me, it's always like, like for me, it's like showing me like your love, whatever. It's like for me to show some person's love, whatever, is through providing stuff. That's me showing love to you. Like if I buy you a gift, say, hey, this is for you. I thought about it. I know what you want. I know what you like. I pay attention to what you're saying. This gift is like it's personalized. That's always been my way of showing love. But I realize like some people maybe it's just through words or emotions. Like
Oh yeah, like with me, I'm not much of a gift giver, but I'm not also a gift receiver.
yeah,
I'm not a material person. I'm very minimalistic with my art and the way that I live too.
hmm
You know, I don't like having too much stuff. You know, if I could sleep in an empty room on the floor
Yeah.
if I needed to. You know, but loyalty and respect and those things. You know, those emotional things
Yeah.
is what matters to me.
You're really ingrained in concepts.
Yeah, like I have a lot of loyal friends, and I show the same loyalty, and that's love to me.
hmm
You know, respect is love to me. Like if somebody says something about me and you stand up for me, that's the best thing you can do for me, honestly. Because I would do the same for you. I would do the
Yeah.
same for all my people. You know, I'm really ingrained in respect and loyalty like that. I don't need you to buy me stuff. I don't. And in all honesty, sometimes I take offense to people buying me stuff because it feels like, are you trying to buy me or something? You know, like you can't. It needs to be deeper for me.
hmm
You know, it needs to be deeper for me than because the physical is nothing in reality. You know, the physical means nothing. These shirts, in 100 years, they'll be gone.
Yeah. But
You-
so will we.
So exactly, and that's what I mean. Is the physical means nothing, but that emotional and that spirit
Mhm.
and that love. You see, I feel like love is forever in the universe. I feel like that's something that created the universe. You know,
Mhm.
how could we have prospered without love and passion? And you know, even when we were cavemen, you know, even before we had these concepts of what this was, that drive and that passion to want to, you know, push your existence forward, it's like that's what comprises everything, you know. And that's what means so much to me, is that if you say you love me, I want you to respect and be loyal to me,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna do the same thing. You know, it's innate. It's just something in me. You know.
I guess for me, the reason why I'm a little bit different from you is like, for me, that's already a given. For me, like, you giving me, I know it sounds so weird, but like, loyalty shouldn't be a gift. It should be like something like, I know it's just not weird saying like it should be expected in a way where like,
Yeah,
it
and that's
comes
what I'm
with it.
saying.
That's why,
is,
like, for me,
yeah.
that's why I give gifts, because like loyalty and stuff, like that's a given. Like if we're friends, I'm gonna stand up for you and all
See,
stuff.
you would think that it's a given.
Yeah,
You
I know
would
some people
think
don't.
that.
Yeah, no, I got into that, but I'm a trusting person, and again, there's people I trusted that I shouldn't have trusted, and that's where like backfires. Where there's people I was friends with, and I gave them like everything. I gave them my loyalty, everything. It didn't work out, and for me, it's like kind of like, oh well, there goes that. But at the same time, like when a gift is just something different for me, because again, I love like having something. Like when it comes to like the stuff my friends give me, I have a room dedicated to all the gifts they ever gave me. Like
That's really nice. That's cute.
yeah, like
I
it's
like
basically
that.
like a little. It's not an altar, but like I have all these
little
Physi-
shrine.
Physical memories, because like you mentioned, like all this, like it's gonna sound dark, but like all this loyalty, all these friends, it's based on the fact that you know they're your friends. Let's say you get dementia, you're gonna start losing all these memories, all this loyalty's not gonna matter because like you don't know who these people are.
You think so?
Yeah, when like
You don't think if
when you go through when you have dementia and you start like losing your memory eventually, like not even dementia, just like the loss of memory.
Yeah, but if you were to lose your memory, wouldn't you find comfort in the fact that even though you don't know these people, they're loyal to you. They have this loyalty and love for you, and even though like you don't understand why anymore,
Mm-hmm.
it's there, and there's comfort in that. I feel like there's comfort in being able to say, I trust my homie Jason. And I love my homie Jason. I know he loves and respects me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very hard for me to trust people. It's very, very hard for me to trust people.
See, but that's what I was saying. Like that for me, that's kind of already the given part. Like the loyalty. Like I expect my friends to take care of me, even if they don't. Maybe they will. Maybe they don't.
Yeah.
I kind of expect that to happen. Like I want you to take care of me because I'll do the same for you.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
Yeah.
I expect it. And
I know people shouldn't say like
it
don't
breaks
take,
my heart.
I know people say don't take it for granted, but I kind of do in a way where like, hey, if we're not doing this for each other, what are we doing?
See, like, yeah, I get that too.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart. You know, it that's a big issue with me is I just want to feel like it isn't given to me. Like how you say like it should feel like already established and given that you're going to respect and be loyal to me. But that hasn't been my experience, you know. Sadly, it hasn't been my experience with people. So it's like, damn, loyalty more than respect. Because respect to me is like you're gonna respect me as a person, and you're not gonna be out of pocket with me.
Yeah.
And even if you are, I'm the kind of person to want to confront that. Why are you saying that? Why aren't you being respectful of me? Because I sort of demand respect, you know, to an extent. But loyalty, like how I said before, where it's like someone's talking behind my back and then my homie Jason come through and he say something.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm not even.
And they don't have to be doing that.
They don't have to be doing that, but you have that in you to defend me like that. Thank you. That's love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want from people. That's all I want from people. I want, and again, it's like that solo thing. I know people can't give me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can give me anything other than, you know, knowledge, loyalty, respect. But I got this.
Yeah.
This physical stuff, I could do this myself. I don't need anything from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I come from like, you take a handout, they throw it in your face. And so you learn to not take handouts. And you kind of learn to be like, nah, you know, like, I'm gonna rock out with myself.
Yeah.
And so when you get so ingrained in that, it's hard to just give it like so freely. You know what I mean? I wish I could. I wish I trusted people with the limb. You know, I wish I just trusted the world. Because I know, I'm more than sure my existence would be so much easier. But experience just has, you know, altered that for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's the same thing for me. Like, I'm still by default going to be a trusting person, and I know like that you shouldn't be that way because some people are going to take advantage of that. But I think
that's God, you know, like that I feel like that's God.
Yeah.
I feel like when you have that innate feeling to trust people, it's because, look, man, everybody's God and everybody's human, and you should be able to feel comfortable in trusting people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's just a good trait.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I think once you start learning the traits of people who are taking advantage of people through enough experience, because you're gonna go through the experience. I mean, there's gonna be bad people no matter what. Once you have like trusted enough people, you can tell who the good people are versus the people who are going to betray that trust.
Yeah, and that's why I only got like 3 friends for real. It's like how I said, all my homies live 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
You know, it's just easier that way for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because and all of my friends are like 5 years plus, 10 years plus. My homie Jason, I've known him since we were kids in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So he's ridden out with me my whole life, you know, and we've had moments where we've fought.
Oh yeah, that's
And we've had moments where we've fallen out. But at the end of the day, that's my brother. And I can say that with loyalty and respect because I love him. And I know he would say the same for me. And, that's a depth and that's a love that I need.
Yeah.
I can't get that from people that are brand new in my life, And again, it's like I can't expect that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't even know me like that. And that sounds corny and lame.
No,
but it's like
true.
it's the truth. And so I'm learning to do that, to be honest. I'm learning to just be like, you know what? I need to relax. Yeah. I need to let this guard down, Because I feel like I'm holding a knife a lot of the time. Because I be just worried about shit like that for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man.
Yeah, but again, there is times when, like how you're saying, there's times when that does happen where there's like people who I always need to be friends. Well, at least one person who I always need to be friends with, and like you said, like we were friends since high school. We went through everything, college, and everything, and then sometimes you fall apart. It just happens. People become different people, but even like after we stopped being friends, I still kept that loyalty. Because again, for me, it's a given. But then, like how you mentioned, there's people who don't do that, where they start saying stuff behind your back, and that's what happened to me. But like even with that, like I'm still like. It's ingrained with me where I'm not gonna betray my friend, say like, hey, or former friend, hey, this person's a bad person. Like this is what they did. No, I'm not gonna be doing that because to me it's just I don't know. It's weird like how to explain that. Where
yeah, I mean
I have that loyalty still. Like even though we're not friends, I'm not gonna say anything you trusted me with.
Look, I feel like that's more respect.
Yeah,
I have respect for you. I mean we have a history with each other. I'm gonna respect you.
Yeah.
And just because you're not loyal to me doesn't mean that I'm gonna disrespect you.
Yeah.
And
some people will do that. Yeah, some people will do that. But like again, even when he did that, I still didn't because I'm like, what's the point?
And that's God.
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe that once you pick that higher road, that's what it's about. The higher road.
And it's not an easy road. This is
it's just not an easy road.
There's times when you just want to be impulsive and say, hey, I'm gonna do this, and then.
See, and I'm a gunner like that. Like I'm impulsive. I feel like if something is rubbing me the wrong way, I can't live with that.
Yeah.
I can't live with it. It's gonna scratch at me. It's gonna be like something on my back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the kind of person where any kind of weight like that is gonna weigh me down. I'm very I'm sensitive. I'm a real sensitive guy, to be honest. I'm real sensitive in the sense of I don't like feeling uncomfortable. I don't like when there's if there's something you're doing that I'm not liking, I'm gonna bring it to light. I'm gonna say something about it because why would I wanna torture myself? I feel, and of course I'm sure it's different for you. Yeah. Because it doesn't react a lot that way within you. Yeah. But that's just how it is with me.
For me, it was just like, oh wow, like we're really saying this stuff, and then I'm like, what can you do? And then I just move on.
See, man, you're better than me. You're better than me,
saying
brother.
That. Like it's because you like I was like you, but like it takes so much experiences where like, again, you think 5 years down the road, is this gonna matter? No.
Yeah, that's true.
You learn all these lessons through pain.
It's so funny because with my vision, mm-hmm. I'm able to do that. 5 years, this stuff that I have now, it's not gonna matter. Mm-hmm. But I can't do that
with people or what?
With people and emotionally. I need to deal with it now. I can't
and sometimes that is the correct choice to do. Like sometimes you like,
and sometimes it isn't.
Yeah.
And it fucks everything up, man. And it's one of my biggest faults, for sure, is my inability to be chill with stuff. Like it's hard for me to just rock out and let stuff that bothers me happen. Mm-hmm. Cause I really breathe loyalty and respect. I love having respect and I love giving respect because mm-hmm. I can be respectful, if I respect you, right? Yeah. And it's
basically I guess it's the whole thing with relationships where like you basically need to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose your battles. You got to compromise. compromise, but mm-hmm. it's so hard.
It's because it feels so good just to be confrontational. It feels good. Like you just like...
No, see, it's not even that because it doesn't feel good. I hate it. I really hate having to tell people how to move around me.
No, but like I'm saying, like when people disrespect you, like it feels easy. Yeah. It feels so easy just to like tell something back.
Yeah.
compared to just, like, no.
See, but then it's also like I'm getting to a point of growth where it's like, yeah, like how you do it, you know, where
Yeah.
it's like, it's whatever, you know. I'm trying to get to that. That's what I just need to get to that before I'm old, you know, because I could never imagine myself being old and being like, you know? Like I can't
the
do
grumpy
that.
old man.
Yeah, man, I can't be a grumpy old man. I want to be a
the
chill
chill
old
one.
man that everybody can just hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You'll get there, honestly.
I
It
think
just
so,
takes
too.
time. Sometimes it just
Yeah, it takes longer than others, for sure.
yeah.
For
But
sure.
I believe in you. Like, I think you'll get there. I mean, again, all of this is great. Like, getting to this point is crazy. And there's no way. There's no way but up. I mean,
And I truly believe that.
I do.
You know, I truly believe that I have a diamond in the rough right now, and I'm really polishing it. I'm polishing it really good right now,
Mhm.
and I'll have my break soon, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. Once that online shop pops off, man, it's
It's
a
gonna
go,
pop.
and I'm gonna feel
It's a
good
go.
for sure. Feel better than ever.
Yeah. I guess. What other advice would you give people? I guess, like, when it comes to being creative, or like, yeah, I guess that would be like the last one of the last questions, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So I really believe in this, and it's passion and compassion.
Okay. Passion and compassion.
Passion and compassion are what make and break people.
Mm-hmm.
With everything in life, and especially if you're an artist, you know, have compassion for yourself, because I get like when you're stuck and you have artist block and like you're really beating yourself up, and you shouldn't. Just don't. All artists, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, because everything takes time, and everything takes the universe, you know. The universe will place you where you need to be. The universe will put things in front of you that will allow you to excel, you know, if you believe that.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that everything that happens to me is by the grace of the universe, and she just wants me to do the best dance that I can. You know,
Mhm.
I'm dancing right now, and I'm hitting moves, I'm hitting shuffles, and that's what everybody should do. Just hit your moves and do your dance and do it the best you can, and that's what being an artist is about, and that's what you need to do as an
Mhm.
artist. Do your dance. For us.
What about advice to like let's say you're able to speak to your younger self. What advice would you tell that person?
Man, I would tell him to relax. I would tell him to relax and to focus on the clothes. Because I feel like if I had kept going with the clothes when I was in high school, I would be way ahead
More
than I
advanced
am now.
Yeah.
But I let my when I was younger, I let myself get in the way of myself.
Yeah. You're your own worst
And so
enemy.
I would, to this day, I'm my own worst enemy. And so to the past me and to the present me, don't be your own worst enemy. Don't be your enemy. And just focus. Just focus.
Just focus. The last question I always ask my guests is, what was your favorite part of the podcast?
My favorite part of the podcast was honestly the conversation about respect and loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And how to conduct yourself with people and stuff, because I that was something that I really needed to hear recently.
Yeah.
I needed that conversation because I gotta conduct myself better with people.
You're a businessman now, so
I'm a businessman now, and I'm a brand now, and I'm a face now, and I can't while out.
Mhm.
You know, gotta be professional. I gotta keep my head on straight.
Yeah.
Gotta keep my head on straight.
So I guess for right now, you can start like plugging your social media and your website, everything you want to plug
Yeah,
in.
def.
Go for it.
37th Universe on Instagram. 37th Universe, the website. I got these teas coming soon, real soon. I got a whole bunch of new stuff, y'all. So just 37th Universe, and I'm here.
All right. Sounds good. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace out.